Welcome back to the Lopesan Costa Bavaro and to episode 3 of our Lopesan series. So far in this series, we've taken you on the ultimate tour of the property and shown you all the perks of booking adults only and unique. But this episode is all about the food and drinks. So if you want to see all of the amazing bars and restaurants that the Lopesan has to offer, then you've come to the right place. Now let's get this episode started. Since every great resort day starts with a delicious breakfast, that's exactly where we're going to begin. And our first breakfast stop takes us to the Atlantico and Caribe restaurants, where you'll find the main breakfast buffet. Accessible to all Lopesan guests, this buffet offers the widest selection of breakfast options, including a variety of breakfast meats, pancakes, crepes and waffles, puff pastries, fresh breads, cold cuts and cheeses, eggs and quiches, donuts and pastries, fresh fruits, and smoothies. Some of our favorites on this buffet included these cream-stuffed cronuts, fresh strawberry juice, starfruit, and coconuts. During our stay, this breakfast buffet was open from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. daily. A second spot where all Lopesan guests can grab breakfast is at the Bavaro Coffee Shop, where you can find a limited but tasty selection of sandwiches and croissants. Here you can also find some great coffee, which we'll tell you more about in a little bit. But first, we have to show you our favorite breakfast spot, which can be found at the Unique Beach Club. Here, guests who book a unique room can find a beachfront breakfast buffet, which includes many items that can be found on the main buffet, plus a few others such as ahi tuna and quail eggs. And while this buffet does not offer the variety of the Atlantico and Caribe buffet, it does offer something that buffet can't match: these fantastic beach views. The quality of food and amazing views made breakfast at the Unique Club one of our favorite parts of the entire resort, and it's definitely a good reason to consider booking Unique on your Lopesan vacation.
So we just finished our first breakfast at the Lopesan. Jamie, what was your favorite?
I really enjoyed the waffle with the cream and fresh fruit on top. The cream was thick but not too sweet, and I also really enjoyed the ahi tuna. So today we realized that the Unique Breakfast Buffet does have the coconuts and also my favorite donut pastries.
Well, it doesn't look like you're worried about saving room for lunch.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things I wanted to try. And Skylar, what were your favorites from breakfast?
Probably the bacon. It honestly didn't look that good. It wasn't crispy, but it is smoked and it is delicious. I also love the fresh avocado and the cheese sauce. I would put both of those things on anything.
If you like to get your day kick-started with a coffee, then you'll likely want to make your way to the Boulevard, where you'll find Bavaro Coffee. Here, visitors will find several specialty coffee options, along with a variety of teas and smoothies. We were impressed with the quality of coffee at Bavaro, and also really enjoyed the atmosphere, as it was always quiet, spacious, and never busy during our visits. Another thing we loved about Bavaro Coffee was that it was open from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. during our stay, providing us with the energy boost we needed both day and night. If you're not up for walking to the Boulevard, you'll also find coffee available at the restaurants and through room service. Of those options, we found the machine at the Atlantico and Caribe buffets to be the best. And as we showed you in last week's Unique episode, Lopesan guests who book the Unique category will also have an espresso machine in their room, a perk that we certainly enjoyed. Now that you know all the coffee spots, it's time to show you where you can grab lunch. And for this meal, you'll have a lot of options. The first of those options takes us back to the Caribe and Atlantico buffet, which serves lunch to all Lopesan guests from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. daily. Like breakfast, you'll find the most lunch choices at this buffet, with a wide range of options including pizza, pasta, tacos, seafood, burgers, hot dogs, steak, salads, kids' foods, dessert, more dessert, and even more dessert. And unlike our prior all-inclusive experiences, the quality of the desserts on this buffet was excellent. And that includes the ice cream as well. Our next stop takes us to the Goldfish Beach Club, where all Lopesan guests can enjoy a beachfront lunch. We found the Goldfish Club buffet to basically be a scaled-down version of the Atlantico and Caribe buffet, with many of the same items, but not quite the variety. While I was a little disappointed that this buffet didn't have my favorite cream-filled cronuts during our visit, I was able to find a dessert that was almost as good. Skylar was really impressed with the stewed beef and the stewed pork at this buffet, as well as the pizza, but we both agreed that the best part of lunch at the Goldfish Bar was the views. But if you want the best lunch views on the property, then you'll need to book a unique room, as our third lunch spot is accessible to unique guests only. And like the Goldfish Club, the Unique Club Buffet does not offer the variety of the main buffet, but it does offer some lunch items that you won't find anywhere else on the resort. These options included grilled octopus, sushi, rock lobster, filet mignon, scallops, and sea bass. While the amazing views alone were enough to bring us back to the Unique Club every afternoon, the food on this buffet was exceptional, and the local cats seemed to find it appetizing as well.
We already have a friend.
First trip to the Unique Lunch Buffet. Jamie, what did you get?
Oh my gosh, I got sushi, scallops, lobster, sea bass, an empanadilla, a yucca fry, fresh fruit, and there was so much more that I couldn't even fit on my plate. It looks amazing. Skylar, what did you get on your first trip to the Unique Buffet?
I got freshly grilled octopus, watermelon kiwi, scallops, some sort of shellfish, the lobster, filet mignon, blue cheese, not sure what this is, and some sort of ravioli.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's so many things that I want to try.
Oh, I'm so excited. Dessert time, huh?
Yes, look at how cute these are. I love that they're small, so you can try multiple. There's probably like 20 others in there.
I might even be able to find something I like, huh?
Yeah. So Skylar actually found a dessert he's gonna try.
Yeah, it wasn't even labeled, but it looks like guava and cheesecake. I like both those things, so let's give it a try. Guava syrup's good. Cheesecake, not so good.
While that wraps up the lunch buffet options, we still have a couple more lunch spots to show you. And the first of those takes us west to the lobby, where you'll find our first of several A-La-Carte restaurants at the Lopesan. Located on the first floor of the lobby, you'll find the Valley, an upscale American-style bar and grill. During our visit, we found the dining room and bar to be nearly empty, and we enjoyed the relaxing views as we awaited our order. For Skylar, this consisted of the rib and wing platter, which came with mashed potatoes and sweet corn. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up and check out the rest of our Lopesan series next.
Good ribs?
It's very good. Just falls off the bone.
And while I did enjoy some of the barbecue, I had come for the fried brownie.
We got some caramel, ice cream, and chocolate.
While probably the most unhealthy thing I ate at the Lopesan, I have to admit it lived up to the hype.
Oh, it is really good.
While the Valley's menu is limited, we would recommend stopping in for lunch. If you're looking for a lighter lunch, Bavaro Coffee is a great option, as they offer a variety of delicious sandwiches made on freshly baked breads. We tried a prosciutto croissant sandwich and a salmon bagel sandwich on our visit, and both were delightful. Our sixth and final lunch spot takes us to the end of the boulevard, where right next to the water park, you'll find YOLO, your spot for fast food at the Lopesan. Open 24 hours a day, you can technically eat at YOLO for any meal, but during our stay, we visited for a midday snack. This time, I went with the healthy option and ordered the pita and hummus, while Skylar couldn't pass up one of his favorite desserts, key lime pie. If you decide to have lunch at YOLO, we would recommend saving a little room, because right next door, you'll find Iceberg. Open from 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m., Lopesan guests can enjoy delicious gelato at Iceberg both day and night.
So today we're trying plum ice cream with white chocolate chips and guava topping. This is the first time I've had plum ice cream. I like it.
Now that we've shown you all the lunch spots, it's time to grab some drinks. And what better place to enjoy a cold cocktail than on the beautiful Bavaro Beach? The first of 2 beach bars can be found at the Goldfish Club, which is also conveniently located near the main infinity pool. While this was the busiest bar on the property during the daytime, we never had to wait too long to get a drink, and there was sure no shortage of liquor in the drinks at this bar either. Right next to the Goldfish Beach Bar, guests will find a variety of comfortable spots to enjoy their drinks, along with the amazing ocean views. Just up the beach, Unique guests will find their own beach bar at the Unique Club. Being Unique guests, this was our favorite spot to grab a water or fill up our rum coconut, as we found this bar to offer excellent service and never to be too busy. While we did not find any beers, liquors, or cocktails at the Unique Beach Bar that weren't available at most of the other bars, we did prefer this bar over most due to the quick service and amazing views. If you're more of a pool person than a beach person, you'll likely be spending a lot of your time at one of the Lopesan's 4 pool bars. The first of these bars is the Atlantico Bar, which you'll find on the north side of the central building and near the north end of the main infinity pool. While we didn't find some of the higher quality ingredients that we found at our favorite bars, its convenient location to the pool made it a great spot to grab a quick beer or a water. Right on the other side of the central building, guests will find our second pool bar, the Caribe Bar.
Now just behind me is the Caribe Bar, which is pretty much the same as the Atlantico Bar on the north side of the property.
While all adult guests will have access to the Caribe and Atlantico bars, our next 2 pool bars require upgraded guest status. The first of these bars is the Timon Bar, which guests will find located right next to the Unique pool. Accessible to Unique guests only, the Timon Bar was one of our favorite bars on the property. Just like at the Unique pool, we found ourselves to often be the only people at the Timon Bar. Another thing we enjoyed about the Timon Bar was that they always had fresh fruit, such as the strawberries that went into these delicious daiquiris. And what's not to love about a delicious frozen cocktail and a bar to yourself? While the Timon Bar was fantastic, there's one pool bar that we enjoyed even more, and that's where we're heading next. Accessible to guests who book both Unique and adults-only rooms, La Perla is tucked away in the tranquil adults-only section of the property. And while we absolutely loved the chill vibes of this entire area, it was the amazing drinks and service at La Perla that kept us coming back. We found La Perla to offer the best variety of ingredients of all the bars, with fresh fruits including pineapples, mangoes, passion fruit, and bananas. And if you're not into tropical drinks, they also make a fantastic gin and tonic. While we did find this bar to have the freshest drink ingredients, we found the types of liquors at the bars to generally be the same. Complimentary liquors, which can be found throughout the property, include 7 types of whiskey and 5 types of rum, 4 gins, 4 vodkas, and 3 tequilas, plus 5 beers and a house red wine. Now that we've covered the pool bars, it's time for dinner, and we have 6 A-La-Carte restaurants to show you. The first 2 of which can be found on the 3rd floor of the central building, and that's where we're headed to next. If you're still enjoying this video and want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. But for now, it's time to check out the restaurants. And the first of our 6 stops is Moraes. Moraes was our very first dinner during our Lopesan vacation, and in case you can't tell, we were excited. After each ordering a starter, main dish, and dessert, we sipped on some drinks as we waited for our dinner. And while we have to admit that the drinks weren't great, the food was another story. In fact, the garlic shrimp was my favorite appetizer of our entire stay. Skylar also found his octopus appetizer to be exceptional, but we were both most excited for one thing: the lobster. And while we had pretty big expectations, I don't think that either of us expected our lobsters to be so huge. While we both found our lobsters to be delicious, we agreed that we would not have paid the $60 menu price for them. But thankfully, since we booked unique, our lobster dinners were complimentary. Somehow, we did still find room for dessert, and my strawberry pavlova was decent. And while Skylar's cheesecake was quite good, the appetizers and entrees were definitely the highlights of this meal. Now let's go check out another restaurant.
We already showed you Moraes, and now we're going to show you El Asador.
And the second dinner spot of our vacation can be found just a few short steps from Moraes. Once seated at El Asador, we found the menu to be relatively small compared to the other restaurants. And it didn't take long to make our choices, which for me included the salmon appetizer. Skylar went with the shrimp and eels, which was his favorite appetizer of the entire trip.
So we both ordered our steaks medium rare, but apparently here in the Dominican Republic they have a different scale for done to their steaks, so we'll see how they come out.
Thankfully, both Skylar's ribeye and my churrasco steak came out cooked to a perfect medium rare. And while Skylar certainly did enjoy his ribeye, we were a bit surprised that we both found the churrasco steak to be the best. Perhaps equally impressive were the desserts, as I loved my sponge cake, and I think it's safe to say that Skylar enjoyed his passion fruit mousse too.
Whoa, that's the best dessert I've had so far.
While our steakhouse experience was great, we actually had the best steak of our stay at another restaurant, so stick around to see where. Our third A-La-Carte restaurant stop takes us to the lobby, where you'll find Gondola, your spot at the Lopesan for Italian cuisine. We found the menu at Gondola to include a large variety of options, making ordering a bit more challenging. First to arrive was a beer and our appetizers, which included the caprese for me and stuffed eggplant for Skylar. Not far behind were the entrees, which included the barbecue chicken pizza special and the yucca gnocchi, which had a bit of a different texture but did taste great. And we have to say that the pizza was every bit as delicious as it looks, so much so that we ate all but one slice. And while Skylar had no room for dessert, I saved just enough space for this delightful cannoli. Our next Lopesan dinner destination takes us to the boulevard, where you'll find La Boheme French Restaurant. Like El Asador, we found the menu here to be small, but the ambiance to be quite impressive. We started our French dinner off with cappuccinos, followed by the French onion soup and the shellfish appetizers. I found the French onion soup to be small but good, and the shellfish did not disappoint either. And while my salmon was also pretty good, the Chateaubriand was the highlight of this meal, and was Skylar's favorite entree out of all of our dinners. For dessert, Skylar went with the cheese plate and I went with the crepe, and both were a good way to cap off another great meal. One dinner spot that we didn't eat at was El Chorro Mexican restaurant, and we do kind of regret it, as we heard some rave reviews from the guests who did have a chance to eat here. Another dinner option for Lopesan guests is the Inari Japanese restaurant, and while we didn't eat here, we did have a chance to check out the inside of the restaurant, which does include a sushi bar and hibachi grill for those who enjoy a show with their dinner. For those guests who prefer a more casual dining experience, the Atlantico and Caribe buffets are open for dinner from 6:30 to 10. Other dinner options include the Valley, which is open until 11, and the 24-hour fast food spot, YOLO. After enjoying your evening meal, it may be time for after-dinner drinks, and you'll have a few great options to choose from, so let's check them out. The first of those options takes us to the lobby, where on the first floor, you'll find lots of comfortable seating and an inviting bar. We rarely found many people at this bar, but we did always find cold drinks and great views. Our next 4 bar stops take us to the Boulevard, which is home to the Lopesan's nightclub, the Chia Lounge. With its bright lights and energetic atmosphere, you'll find a great spot to dance and enjoy a few cocktails. But you'll have to stay up late to hang out at this spot, as the lounge doesn't open until 11. Nearby, guests can find a more quiet and relaxed setting at the English pub. And while the drink menu isn't what you'd expect from a pub, the atmosphere is. And while there was nothing English about these drinks, we sure did enjoy them. A great nighttime option for sports fans is the sports bar. We found this bar to be quite massive and surprisingly upscale for a sports bar. Here we also found a great gin and tonic and some of the best staff on the resort. Perhaps our favorite spot to enjoy a nighttime drink at the Lopesan was at the theater, which in our opinion was one of the best designed areas on the entire property and made some pretty good drinks too. While we sure did enjoy all of the drinks and dining options at the Lopesan, there were many more things that we loved, plus a few things that we didn't. We'll tell you all about those in next week's video. But to see even more of the Lopesan right now, click on this playlist next. Thanks for watching!